The Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network, in conjunction with 5 City TV and the Great Plains Athletic Conference, presents Prairie Wolves basketball.
Today is a GPAC matchup featuring the Broncos of Hastings College and the Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves.
This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. Union Bank, you belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University. Now let's take you out to Snyder Arena.
It's time for Great Plains Athletic Conference basketball here in the Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network. Good evening, welcome to Snyder Arena. I'm Lucas Mormon alongside Wade Tracy. Tonight the Hastings Broncos come to town, and it's another night, another ranked team for this Nebraska Wesleyan squad to face. The Nebraska Wesleyan team, a couple keys to the game. They got to play like there's nothing to lose because they haven't won that first conference game left. They can maybe play the spoiler here tonight.
Yeah, with no conference wins, and this being the 4th ranked team that Wesleyan has played in a row, you just got to play with everything out on the court. You just got to give everything you can. Hope for something good to happen. Might as well get that first win against the ranked team tonight.
Right, and spoil some of the Broncos' postseason seeding and whatnot. They might have to do that without Bridget Bucher. You might have to find a replacement for her. She might not be able to go tonight.
Yeah, questionable on whether or not Bridget's going to be able to go. That's 11 points and 8 rebounds a game that they're going to have to find somebody to fill that void.
Some of the key players to watch for Nebraska Wesleyan tonight. As usual, Courtney Cook has emerged as of late, averaging over 11 points per game on the season and more in the most recent contest, along with Felicia Tukolste, still one of the leading scorers on this team. She's been quiet as of late. Hopefully she can emerge tonight with Bucher possibly sidelined. It should be a fun one. The Broncos and the Prairie Wolves are next on Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network.
It's a school that whatever you want to be in life, you can certainly do it.
I wanted a small school, small campus where I could be one-on-one with my professors.
It's just like one big family. Not to mention the kind of education she gets is wonderful.
I didn't apply to any of the schools. I know Wesleyan was the one that I wanted to come to.
We want you to come join us and be part of the Prairie Wolf family and be a part of the tradition of success.
My first exposure to agriculture was my grandpa's farm. I just had a passion for it from the beginning.
Hard work wasn't just talked about when we were growing up. It was done. The animals had to be taken care of. There's a pride in being able to say, those are our livestock.
We know we're young, but Union Bank has given us a chance. We want to leave our son the legacy of family working together and working hard.
Anything can be a lot of work, but when you find a passion, it's not near as hard.
Almost ready for tip-off here from Snyder Arena. Lucas Mormon alongside Wade Tracy here on the NWU Sports Network for tonight's GPAC contest. Nebraska Wesleyan wearing the pink uniforms tonight, spreading awareness. They have fundraisers going, a chili cook-off, all kinds of things. Hastings, the visitors in the black, and another ranked team for these Prairie Wolves to face, and they have not fared well against the Broncos, ranked or unranked, in the history of these matchups, trailing 69-7 overall. Bridget Bucher not starting tonight. She is in uniform. We'll see if she's available as the night progresses. Ready to jump circle and controlled by the Broncos. Broncos had a couple losses to Concordia and Morningside, the number 3 and 1 ranked teams, but have bounced back nicely. There's a 3 on the way left side, up and in early for Van Kirk.
That's not a good sign for Wesleyan's extended 2-3 zone if Hastings can shoot you out of it this early.
And Van Kirk, one of the best in the conference, one of the best in the nation from the charity stripe, but 5th in the conference in scoring. The black unis with the red numerals for the Broncos. There's a big take down the right side, left it short, did to Colstate. Tiptoe on the line, keep it alive for the Broncos. Other way, here they come. Skip pass, there's a 3 on the way. Van Kirk back to back. No, missed that one. Rebound, ripped down, and then a foul. As grabbing the board was Kylie Ashley, who got the start. with Booker sidelined. First foul tonight on the Broncos, Sierra Williamson.
Looked like Williamson just got her arm tangled in there and just couldn't get out in time.
In full court, man-to-man pressure by the Broncos here, slowing things down for Nebraska Wesleyan. They need to get across, and they do. Sanchez dribbles through the pressure to Colstain. This is where the Prairie Wolves have struggled, is to find an identity on the offensive end of things. 10 on the shot clock. Lob it backside. The runner off iron, no good for Courtney Cook. Taken away by the Broncos. Thought he had a second chance there, but good defense.
It was a heads-up play by Ashley to force the turnover, but then turned it over herself. So
15 on the shot clock. Little runner in the lane from Van Kirk. The teardrop up and in. She has all 5 for the Broncos.
Quick ball movement that time by Hastings. If they can continue to move it like this, Wesleyan's not going to be able to stay in the zone for very much longer.
That's Jamie Van Kirk with the bucket there. Maria Van Kirk also on the roster. Spin in the lane, no good that time by Ashley. And coming out of there is Samuelson, or check that, Williamson with it. Spot up 3 for Jamie Van Kirk. Van Kirk leads Nebraska Wesleyan 8-0 on her own.
Same spot on both threes, too.
Sanchez dribbled off her leg amid the pressure. Good take in on the side, and 2 shots coming for Chelsea Morton. Or check that. Take a look there. It's Abby Jackson with the steal in the drive, the 5'5" senior from Hastings St. Cecilia.
Frustrating thing on that is Sanchez almost got just left behind in the backcourt with the double team trap. You know, full court pressure. No one stayed behind to give her an outlet.
First one's up and good by Abby Jackson. Second one rolls through as well, and it's a 10-0 lead. 2.5 minutes in here at Snyder Arena. Last touch by, they'll say Hastings. Tapping it out was Chelsea Morton that time, the junior from Holdridge. Home of the Dusters. Full court pressure again. Sanchez gets it out to Diaz. To Colstain with a spin move. Too hard off the glass, though. Couldn't finish.
Like the attack, though, if you get that quick break, take it right to the hole.
Other way, pull-up jumper, up and in for Hallie Samuelson, senior from Gretna, Nebraska. Right now, the press causing all kinds of problems for the Prairie Wolves, and Coach Fett realizes it, takes the timeout. We will too. 12-0 Hastings early.
Hi, I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and I wanted to share a hot tip about keeping warm in the wintertime. Instead of turning up your thermostat, turn on a portable space heater. After all, why heat your whole house when you only want the room you're in to be warm and toasty? Oh, that's too toasty. Don't touch that, Gracie. For more energy-saving tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
Hastings in town. You see Bridget Booker sidelined for this one. She's got the knee in a brace. She is suited up, but out of the starting lineup tonight. Not sure if she's available in a pinch or not, but it's 12-0 Hastings early on.
Had some good looks offensively, just haven't been able to get anything to fall so far.
Yeah, DeColse has been to the rack a couple times, but is unable to convert. Now they're into their offense here. 15 on the shot clock to work with. Down low into the game, Emma Neal puts it up. Couldn't get it to go, but she'll have a chance for 2. The senior from Littleton High School in Colorado.
If you can't get them to fall, you're just going to have to get to the line like that and hope you can get your points from the charity stripe now.
Good move down there by Neal. Good position. First one's up and in for Neal. Diaz gets a breather. In and out that time for Neal. Prairie Wolves are on the board. They trail at 12-1.
Got to start getting some stops here for Wesleyan. Can't keep letting Hastings run their offense and score at will.
Williamson working hard down low for the Broncos. They go into her here against Ashley, and Ashley gets her on the way up, right on the arm.
Ashley had good position too. Just that last second need to feel like you got to block the shot and reach forward. Good position. Stay straight up, but then just
lower that arm just enough that it's going to draw the whistle. Free throws up and in. So that's the first on Ashley. And Williamson with her first bucket. Makes them both.
That'll come with experience for Ashley too. Just getting into GPAC play, and the more time you can spend in games, you'll start to kind of realize when you're in good position, when you don't have to go for that block shot.
Emma Neal, pass was errant. And an easy bucket for Jamie Van Kirk off the turnover.
Struggling to break the press right now.
Allie Kalaw's in there. Kalaw, one of the best three-point shooters, but now they get across to Colsley to the rack. That time she got it to go. First field goal tonight, at just under the 16-minute mark here in the first half for Nebraska Wesleyan. Hastings is a team that holds its opponents to 60-some points a game. A short three that time by Van Kirk. And then a double dribble by Colsley, and then a turnover on the Prairie Wolves. Cook back in. Hastings just gives up 65.7 per contest, so able to keep teams at bay for the most part. They average just over 72. Deep three from the corner off back iron, no good that time for Michaela Berry. Colstay going to take it herself. See if she tries and goes coast to coast. No, hands it off Sanchez. Over to Kalaw. And that was last touched by the Broncos. Tika Thompson got a hand on it.
I don't think she meant to get a hand on it. That one kind of just happened to work out in the Prairie Wolves' favor there.
Cook will key it in. Cook's been a bright spot for the Prairie Wolves here this year. Emerged as a go-to player for them, especially here down the stretch. 10 on the shot clock for Colstay. Into the lane, throws up a wild runner, no good. Thompson tracks it down, and Hastings will push the pressure. They do like to get up and down the floor, especially with that full court trap under head coach Carrie Hofstetter. Her third season, a former player, assistant and player at Hastings. Tried to sneak one inside. Courtney Cook whistled for the infraction. So a little bit behind there as that pass came in.
The fact that Hastings has 2 or 3 ball handlers in the game right now looks like it's just really giving Wesleyan fits. There's multiple players who can bring it up, multiple players who can key the offense right now. Just aren't able to focus on one person.
Lob inside for Rachel Jeldon. And that's a freshman from Holdridge with the bucket. A couple dusters on this team. And a long run of successful squads down there in Holdridge. 18-3, 15-point advantage. Thought about a 3. 9 to work with, and it's last touched by Nebraska Wesleyan off the leg of Emma Neal. Another timeout on the floor. It's all Hastings early in this one. Back with more after this.
You should pick Wesleyan because
it's a school that whatever you want to be in life, you can certainly do it.
I wanted a small school, small campus where I could be one-on-one with my professors.
It's just like one big family. Not to mention the kind of education she gets is wonderful.
I didn't apply to any of the schools. I know Wesleyan was the one that I wanted to come to.
We want you to come join us and be part of the Prairie Wolf family and be a part of the tradition of success.
Hastings 17-7 overall, 11-5 in the GPAC, and they're out to a comfortable lead early here, 18-3. Some of the fans taking in the action here tonight. Men's game follows us here. Both teams tied at 6 in the standing in the men's game. Some of our crack staff there doing work. But without Bucher, hamstrings that Nebraska Wesleyan offense even more, and they struggled to get good shots the way it was.
And they haven't had bad shots, but it just, I mean, looking at the season stats, I mean, they're only shooting 37% from the field, and that, you know, probably at this rate not going to finish too far off from that. You know, if they make the shots that they've had, open shots, you know, it's maybe an 8 or 9 point game as opposed to a 15-point game. Looked a little out of sorts so far defensively. Have kind of switched from that man-to-man went from the zone to man-to-man. We'll see what they come out with here now.
Has been giving them problems.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to break the press. And then, you know, when you can't get into your offense, and they're not a half-court offense team that's good enough to get into it at 15 or 16 and still be okay.
15 worked with for Hastings here. Travel, a little too much shuffle there as Thompson was unable to put it back on the floor. She tried to go baseline.
And Hastings knows their press. They've ran this press for a few years. They're very, very good at it. They're easy to get players in and out of it. So that was one of the better press breaks Wesleyan's had tonight.
See if they can turn in some points here with 18 on the shot clock. Down the lane. 2 shots coming up for Amanda Diaz.
But a confident drive. She beat her off the dribble, took her baseline. Good looking drive. Shot didn't fall, but she got to the baseline, or got to the free throw line here.
Good take there. Last time that Nebraska Wesleyan wore the pink jerseys, they knocked off Doane here at home. On a Tecole State 3. About 30 seconds left to take the lead. Diaz, the sophomore from Arvada, Colorado, knocks him down. Man-to-man now from Nebraska Wesleyan.
Starts if you're Wesleyan, you got to start stringing some stops together here.
Spin in the lane, nifty move from Van Kirk, but she couldn't get it to go. Tecole State, or check that, Cook with the rebound. She'll bring it out herself. Zip it across to Diaz. Emma Neal working in the lane. Hastings, a team with some size, and when you're one of your best post players on the bench, Bucher, they'll see if they try to pound it inside a little more. Hastings on the ensuing trips. Late in the shot clock, Diaz to the rack, got it to go.
Another good take, just looked confident going to the hoop.
4 in a row for Amanda Diaz. Other way in transition, hoop and the harm. And that'll be good for Holly Hild, the freshman from Millard North.
To see, looked like she got in good position. Don't think she was in the restricted area.
And I think Coach Fett thought that it was a charge. She was working the official a little bit. Holly Hill, the 5'8" freshman. Converts to traditional three-point play. And confusion here. They're going to get a 5-second count. Almost about 4.5 on that count from Doug Miller. Sanchez across, gives it to Tecole State. Man-to-man pressure from Hastings. 16 on the shot clock.
So get it to the hot hand right now. Let her take it to the hoop.
Diaz, a little hesitation, goes in, throws up a shot. She was fouled. And Diaz you can tell she's got a little rhythm going, feeling it. A little crossover move there, gets to the line again through the double team.
I think the first baseline drive she had might have set her up just a little bit. And then, if you can start stringing a few of those together, that's what you're going to need. You're going to need somebody to get hot.
And Diaz on the season only averages 4.3 points. She's got 5 already here tonight.
At least giving you a spark of something. If you can get Tecole State going too, you got a chance here. Just got to start stringing some defensive stops together.
Made them both. Hastings run a few players in and out. They're a pretty deep squad. They'll go 9, sometimes 10 deep. Nebraska Wesleyan's bench, not quite as deep. Good defense by DeColstay, but she traveled. Once she rolled over, had the travel, and DeColstay, a feisty one out there, defense there in the front court. Take a look, poked it away from Barry, stuck with it, and there's the roll that caused the travel, but heads up play trying to find a teammate.
You can slide all the way down the court if you want, but as soon as you roll.
Off glass and in on the right side.
And right now, Hastings is hitting shots that are contested shots that you like the way the defense is set up, but it's just they're hitting tough shots. So tip your hat to the Broncos, and now you got to come down and hit your own tough shots.
Diaz has the last 6 for Nebraska Wesleyan. See if they go back to her. Van Kirk's on her now, Jamie Van Kirk, and she knocked it off of the arm of Diaz that time and out of bounds. So just enough of a deflection there to force the turnover. There's another steal by DeColstay off the left side and in. DeColstay is getting pretty confident out there, trying to go for another swipe. And Kirk swings it around. Deep 3 from Michaela Berry. Nothing but nylon. And that quiets the run for Nebraska Wesleyan.
DeColstay tried to go under, ended up running herself into a little bit more of a screen.
Very
wide
little
open.
urgency inbounding the basketball from Nebraska Wesleyan against this full court press. And here's what you got to do. You get in the hand of Sanchez, who usually just dribbles her way through. A good ball handler.
You'd like to see him catching that ball, coming out of the net, and then getting it right back in before the Broncos can get into
set your press up, exactly.
Because that's, if you're the pressing team, you want them to stand there and look around for a little bit, get your press, get everybody in position.
Sanchez with a drive down the left side.
Now, if these shots would have been falling earlier on, it's a much different looking game right now. Good stretch of basketball
reset here as Morton caught a basketball in the face. She's all right. Pull up 3, no good. Battle for it. Nebraska Wesleyan gets it. Coming out of there was Kylie Ashley with it. She had a little bit of a limp. And DeColstay will go to the line for 2.
I think that's got to be the game plan right now, is just keep attacking. At worst, you can start wearing down some of these players in this nine-player rotation that the Broncos are playing with right now. If you can get a couple of them in foul trouble, at least hopefully second half, you're playing against 6 as opposed to 9.
First one no good by DeColstay. She's a 64.1% free throw shooter on the season. As a team, the Prairie Wolves, 63.5 from the charity stripe. Does make the second. Just a 12-point lead now. The Prairie Wolves have cut into this deficit. There's a wild shot, no good. Rebound taken by Emma Neal.
Kind of packing it in the lane right now, making those runners a little bit more difficult. Like that setup. Clear out, let her go to the hole.
Diaz has 6 already tonight. 15 to shoot. Colstay was looking down low. Now Neal flashed in the lane. Couldn't get it to her.
Got to get it to somebody you can create here with 4.
Diaz down the baseline. Almost dribbled it off her foot. I'm amazed she got a shot attempt up there. That was a nifty move just to do that. Van Kirk for the Broncos.
Good switch back.
Deep in the shot clock now for the Broncos. 10 on the shot clock. Van Kirk senses it, pulls up from the free throw line, missed it badly. Offensive rebound up, but no good. A foul is going to be either on Kayla or Tukolste. They'll say Tukolste is the guilty party. Looked pretty clean
yeah,
there.
Looked like all ball.
A lot of ball. I don't know if she stepped on a foot there, tweaked an ankle for Jeldon.
Colstay's got the fast hands working tonight.
Sheldon's going to try and shake it off and knock down the free throws here.
And that's frustrating if you're Wesleyan there. You played good defense for 28 seconds. You give up the offensive board and then the foul. The defensive intensity has gone up significantly. You like to have seen him come out of the gate with that defensive intensity. But look, the last 5-6 minutes looking good. Got to keep getting stops though.
Hastings just with that fast start. It was 10-0 at one point, 12-1. Foul's going to be called, and it's on Alex Edwards of Hastings, the sophomore from Crete, Nebraska.
Neal had a great defensive possession there before the offensive rebound. But they were looking to go down low, and Neal was just shutting it down, working real hard. So that's where the real frustration comes in with that kind of stuff too.
This time they break the press. Diaz picked up her dribble and then nowhere to go with it. Back to Sanchez. 18 on the shot clock. Does the work off a double screen. Nothing there. 10 to shoot. Diaz. Let's see if she just goes to the rack and tries to create. Picks up her dribble inside to Neal. Poked away. Good defense that time for the Broncos by Edwards. Abby Jackson directs traffic out there for Hastings. Pull-up jumper good. Van Kirk already in double digits with a dozen. 15th ranked team in the nation, the Hastings Broncos. The GPAC knows how to do one thing. It's GPAC women's basketball. Number 1, number 3, number 15, number 22, I believe, and our team receiving votes in the latest poll.
And it's only going to get better next year.
CSM entering the league. There's a runner by Cook, a little too hard. Takes it away. Still alive out there, and it goes back to the Broncos.
Another head coach with some personality joining the league.
Coach Brewer.
Chuck's a great guy, and
He'll
fit in well with the other GPAC coaches.
Checking the shot clock here. And Chuck wears a couple hats down there at CSM. He's their softball and their women's basketball coach. And they've been playing some good basketball. They made a run deep last year in the NAI Division II women's basketball tournament. And they're ranked in the top 20 this season as well.
That makes that transition when you're making a deep run into March makes coaching softball a little bit differently. He's got some good assistant coaches down there too.
Jumper is up, no good that time by Van Kirk. Sanchez tracks down the loose basketball, threw it away, into traffic, high off glass, no good, but two shots coming for Hallie Samuelson.
Turned it over and then compounded things with the foul.
Tried to wrap that one around, put a little English on it, but Neal was going away from it. And
it's not a pass you want to make in the backcourt.
Both of them up and in for Hallie Samuelson, 30-14, it's all Broncos here in this one. It's been a rough stretch for Nebraska Wesleyan. Last Wednesday they had Concordia out in Seward, and they're the number third ranked team in the nation, and they play a lot like this Broncos attack. Full court press, get up and down, force turnovers. To Colstay to the rack, nowhere to go. Cook for a three, got it to go. Courtney Cook can knock that down. Her first three of the night, she averages 11 a game. Williamson in the lane, no good. To Colstay, pushes it ahead, too far for Allie Kalaw.
Turnovers are kind of, biting the Prairie Wolves in the butt right now. 10 turnovers through the first half You're not on a good pace right there.
6 minutes left in this first half. Edwards. Van Kirk on the right side. That's her spot over there. Jamie Van Kirk with 15 on the night.
It's the same 2 or 3 offensive sets they're running each time, and just finding that second and third option's been there for them, and they're hitting the tough shots.
Yeah, they're shooting almost 50% right at it from the field. They've hit some contested one, as you mentioned. They've been on their game tonight. Spin move to Colstay, up and under, throwing all the bag of tricks at him and missed it off the iron.
Now in the 15 points off turnovers that Hastings got right now is it's
another triple by Van Kirk, this time on the left side. She was well beyond the arc.
5 of 9 from deep's not going to hurt your offensive numbers anytime soon either.
Colstay looking to drive on Van Kirk, backs her into the lane. 7 to shoot for Courtney Cook. Nice little step through, rattled out. Hastings able to keep it in play. Abby Jackson. Van Kirk one more time. That one's short. She was looking to make it 3 in a row from deep. Wesleyan's going to turn this into a bucket, try and slowly claw their way back into this one. 37-17. And if you're just joining us, it was the big start out of the gates for Hastings. They're up 12-1 at one point. There's to Colstay with a bucket on the drive. Quickly the other way. A kick out for Edwards. She launches a rainbow and it finds the pot of gold.
This style of play that Hastings has will bode well for them down the stretch. It may not win them the GPAC tournament, but playing in the national tournament, when you start seeing some of these teams that maybe don't see the speed that the GPAC teams see on a week in and week out basis, it'll bode well for them.
Jump ball will stay with Nebraska Wesleyan. Back in Diaz. Amanda Diaz had a little 6-0 run by herself there. Around the 13-minute mark. A few new other faces coming in. Stacy Beller, the senior from Lindsay Holy family, will check in. To Colstay will get a breather here. 3:42 on the clock. And Beller will key it in. Deep 3, up and in. Allie Kaloff. She's their best three-point shooter in transition, taken away by Beller. Top, that's Ashley. Nowhere to go with it. Diaz with it now. 10 on the shot clock. Calls out a set. Wants to work off a pick. Try to lob it over the top. Has Ashley on the back side of it. Kick out. Beller. Jumper up. No good. Broncos the other way. Turnaround jumper by Sierra Williamson. No good that time.
There's just not much room to maneuver when Wesleyan has the ball. There's a Bronco right in their hip pocket the entire possession. There's just never any times where there's somebody that has a little bit of space, and when they have had space, they've been able to knock down some shots. But they are making it very uncomfortable for the Wesleyan offense right now.
Lob it over the top. Kalaw, another 3. That one's off iron, no good. Cook had the rebound. Tracking it down was Neal. He's back in there with 2 fouls. Trying to run through the set. Courtney Cook back to Kaylaw. Not a lot of movement right now without the basketball for Nebraska Wesleyan. Diaz in a little 1-4 set. Trying to run baseline screens for K-Law to get open. Tried to skip pass, took it away. That was Abby Jackson. Transition, lost it off her own leg. Other way. Hastings men's coaches over there.
I'd like to go on a little run here and maybe cut it to single digits before you get to halftime.
Poked away, back with the Prairie Wolves.
Now you're in a set position.
You hit the nail on the head, though, Wade. They're just in your hip pocket. Nothing comes easy, even the inbounds against this press. They want to lob it over the top for Tukolste. That wasn't working.
And everything's coming at just having to work really hard for little things.
Sanchez on the dribble. Backdoor to Tukolste. Who was it last touched by? Hastings.
They do a very good job of switching off the ball, too, where something may look like it's open for a split second and then it closes up real quick.
Within 18 here. Lead has been as much as 22. Sanchez to Tukolste. She'll fire up a deep three. Didn't get iron. Under 90 seconds left here, first half. As we'll be joined at halftime by Nebraska Wesleyan head men's basketball coach Dave Wellman. Talked to him about the run they've been on here as of late. There's a pull-up three, no good by Abigail Nobwegi. Sanchez circles the wagons here with right at 1 minute left in this one. .50 on the shot clock. Trying to lob inside, taken away. They had that one sandwiched up. There's a steal and a hoop and harm. Diaz doubling her output of her season average. Good step in there. Good use of the body, draws the foul. 8 points for Diaz now, trying to make it 9, averaging 4.3 on the season.
You got to look at it if you're Wesleyan. You're playing with almost house money here with as many underclassmen and young players. You may be taking it on the chin this year, but man, you hope some of those players can progress next year. Maybe find another couple of recruits coming in for you.
What you see from Diaz tonight, maybe someone has a little breakout game here at the end of the season, and that carries over into the offseason and builds some confidence. 37 seconds left.
And it's not like you're having a bad game against it's not you're having a good game against a bad team. You're playing pretty lights out right now against a top team in the country.
Williamson misses twice. Diaz with the rebound. Diaz, a 5'11" guard that can get to the rack and shoot fairly well. That's a recipe for something to go right. Courtney Cook's been having a nice season, a 6-foot junior. Foul's going to be called. That'll be a bonus for Diaz.
Get a couple here and make it to and maybe be a 13-point lead going into half as opposed to 15. Make you feel just a little bit better about it.
After trailing by 20 just about 2 minutes ago, I'd say if you can cut into it, make a little run to open the half, you'll be all right. During the men's game, we'll be joined by GPAC Commissioner Corey Westra. For a halftime interview, I should say. You won't be in the booth with them for that, so don't get excited. Diaz makes the first. No, you'd be starstruck.
Yeah.
He says with enthusiasm. We
Mr.
laugh
National
because
Tournament.
That's right. He's back being co-director this year. Diaz makes them both. Oh. Then you give up the easy bucket and transition.
That's what you can't have happen.
deep shot by Sanchez at the buzzer's no good. And at the half, it's the 15th ranked team in the nation, the Hastings College Broncos 42, Nebraska Wesleyan 27. Tukolste got to the rack early and often, finally able to convert. Sanchez with the drive there, but Hastings had a whole lot of that going on from Jamie Van Kirk. 15 points in the first half. Williamson down low. And pull-up jumper after pull-up jumper from Van Kirk. Here's another take by Tukolste. And Ali Kalaw buries a three there as well. When we come back, we'll be joined by head coach Dave Wellman of the Nebraska Wesleyan men's program after this.
You should pick Wesleyan because
It's a school that whatever you want to be in life, you can certainly do it.
I wanted a small school, small campus where I could be one-on-one with my professors.
It's just like one big family. Not to mention the kind of education she gets is wonderful.
I didn't apply to any of the schools. I know Wesleyan was the one that I wanted to come to.
We want you to come join us and be part of the Prairie Wolf family and be a part of the tradition of success.
What excites me is being able to build something that isn't there. We're not about following the norm, we're about creating.
New concepts, they're always in the back of my head. The burger place that everybody wants it to be.
It just went crazy, but it wasn't at a point that we knew it could fully support a new adventure.
Sebastian's Table is everything I love about food. So Union Bank willing to take on a restaurant and give us a chance. We know there's always somebody there who will back us if we want to do something new.
We don't want to slow down. We're ready to keep rolling.
Oh, hi there. Sorry, couldn't see you at first. I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and it's first filter Friday, so I'm just checking my furnace filter here. Looks like it's about time for a clean one, which I just happen to have right here. You know, a small investment today can really reduce your heating costs and improve your efficiency. You can really see the savings. Eh? For more tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We will see you next time. Hi, I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and I wanted to share a hot tip about keeping warm in the wintertime. Instead of turning up your thermostat, turn on a portable space heater. After all, why heat your whole house when you only want the room you're in to be warm and toasty? Oh, that's too toasty. Don't touch that, Gracie. For more energy-saving tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
My first exposure to agriculture was my grandpa's farm. I just had a passion for it from the beginning.
Hard work wasn't just talked about when we were growing up. It was done. The animals had to be taken care of. There's a pride in being able to say, those are our livestock.
We know we're young, but Union Bank has given us a chance. We want to leave our son the legacy of family working together and working hard.
Anything can be a lot of work, but when you find a passion, it's not near as hard.
Welcome back, halftime of the women's contest, joined by head men's coach Dave Wellman. In your first season here, you guys making a nice little run here of late. And the other thing I see doing the games, the guys are having fun out there. And that's a lot to do with, I think, the style you guys will play. Maybe talk a little bit about how you think they're doing there.
Well, I think first semester, we've always wanted to play fast. First semester we came out and we thought playing fast was being chaotic and just kind of run around like chickens with our heads cut off. And we kind of started clicking, kind of figuring out what we needed to do on offense to be successful. And once that starts happening, everything starts clicking, yes, it is fun. Everyone's out there playing, scoring. We're not trying to look for one specific person each time down, and guys really take it and run with it.
Yeah, and it seems like someone's always hitting a big shot at you for a certain time in the game, but one guy who's hit a lot of big shots, Trey Bardsley, as of late. Talk a little bit about his play.
Trey's an unbelievable player. I think the thing is he scored 40, 48 points. He's done a lot of that, but he rebounds well for being 5'10", sets up a lot of guys, gets a lot of assists, and really gets a lot of steals out here. He's really kind of the guy that gets everyone going. He's a quiet person in the locker room, quiet person on the court, and leads by example, and he's really been great lately. He's been a great catalyst for this little run we've had.
Yeah, you've had a nice run. You talk about the postseason coming up. You're tied for 6th in the conference standings tonight. Big matchup with Hastings. Guys excited about the postseason, getting the tournament, make a little run?
Well, I'm sure they've looked at the standings. but we haven't really talked about it. We're talking about one game at a time. We know that there's a log jam right there, and things have to kind of figure themselves out here in the last 2 weeks. And we know that we have 4 games here against teams that we beat the first time around, and we know that they're looking for revenge. There's no easy night in the GPAC.
I'm just going to say, talk to me a little bit about the GPAC. It's your first season in it, and your opinion of it. And like you say, no easy game. It seems like any night out.
There really isn't. I've been really impressed with the talent across the board, just from top to bottom. Again, no easy night out, and the coaching's great too. I mean, it's not like somebody has a lot of players, a lot of talent, and doesn't know what to do with it. I really feel the coaching's pretty strong too.
Well, good luck tonight. Good luck in the postseason, and we'll be rooting you on.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back with second half action right after this on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
You should pick Wesleyan because
It's a school that whatever you want to be in life, you can certainly do it.
I wanted a small school, small campus where I could be one-on-one with my professors.
It's just like one big family. Not to mention the kind of education she gets is wonderful.
I didn't apply to any of the schools. I know Wesleyan was the one that I wanted to come to.
We want you to come join us and be part of the Prairie Wolf family and be a part of the tradition of success.